All right, this evening's debate centers on the issue of hate speech. According to Webster.com, hate speech is a contentious term for speech intended to degrade, intimidate, or induce violence or harmful action against a group of people based on factors such as race, ethnicity, national origin, religion, sexual orientation, or disability. Hate speech in the United States has always been recognized as First Amendment protected. There is no First Amendment exception for hate speech unless it is found to be obscene, slanderous, or if the speech uses fighting words. Unless a particular hate speech fits into these few categories, it receives the same rights as any other speech. A current example of hate speech would be the controversy over the comics of Muhammad. Last September, a Danish conservative newspaper published 12 cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad. The paper ran the 12 cartoons, all in which the Prophet was depicted in a derogatory manner. The paper ran the 12 cartoons, and one of the cartoonists portrayed him as an obvious terrorist with a bomb-shaped turban, and in the other he appears above the clouds, warning the apparent martyrs that heaven had run out of virgins. Not only does this devalue a prominent religious figure, but these comics also present suicide bombings in a humorous manner and stereotype the Arab other as sexually promiscuous, following generations of what Edward Said calls Orientalist discourse. These cartoons have sparked not only controversy, but hostility as well, primarily among the Muslim communities. Despite protests, death threats, and wounded feelings, many nations continue to print the cartoons to show their support of free speech. In retaliation, a best-selling Iranian newspaper decided to hold a contest for the 12 best comics about the Holocaust. This raises an important question. If so many people are being affected negatively by the publication of these comics, then to what extent should free speech be permitted? Does our freedom of speech, in fact, infringe upon other freedoms, such as the freedom for a peaceful and tolerant social environment? Questioning freedom of speech could be associated with numerous facets of hateful speech: song lyrics, comics, video games, and hate websites. Should they be limited? Does hate speech provoke hate acts? Plan de Paeta specifically proposes that governments should be able to restrict freedom of speech in person, in press, or on the internet, as this regards hate speech. Here tonight, we have an outstanding panel of speakers who will shed some light on this issue, as well as take a stance on the proposition. And now, Madam Chair will approach the podium to explain the process of an Oxford debate.
Good evening, my name is Andrea Anton, and I will be discussing the rules of tonight's debate. Debaters will be asked to refer to other members of the union as honorable member, and to the president of the debate, Ms. Boyer, as Madam President, and to the chair of the debate, myself, as Madam Chair. If there is any question of order, such as a slanderous remark, the debater can call that to Madam President immediately. If a debater has a question of fact, he or she may stand and be recognized as the honorable member speaking. The speaker can recognize the person and answer the question if he or she chooses to do so, but the time of the response will be part of the 10-minute speech. The forms of the House are printed on the back of the program, and each speaker will present his or her presentation for or against our proposition. The proposition is that governments should be able to restrict freedom of speech in person, in press, or on the internet as this regards to hate speech. We will begin with the affirmative side. After the first 4 speeches, we will take a 10-minute intermission. At that time, anyone from the audience can come up to the microphone and give their opinion on the issue for a maximum of 2 minutes. We will then resume with the final affirmative and opposing speeches. After the last speeches, the 2 sides will have a chance to confer to put forward one speaker who may ask one question of the other side, with one speaker on the other side answering that question, taking up to 3 minutes to give an answer, and the opposition will go first. When the questions have been answered and we have applauded our honorable members of the debate, the audience will vote for one side or the other by either leaving out the yay door, this door here, or the nay door in the back.